This film appeared out of nowhere, as well as on the Syfy channel. Uh-oh. Land 2. A low-budget sci-fi film that is actually quite the little surprise. And sci-fi is S-Y-F-Y, not S-C-I-F-I. The plot: Martin has some terrible news to tell Mister. So he travels the countryside to find him. He is then captured and put in an arena where Mister is a slave to fight opponent after opponent, and is obviously still there because he kicks ass. Once he recognizes Martin, the two pretty easily escape with a feral girl, and the set is one room. Budget limitations, I can imagine. Now, with Martin in need of revenge and Mister needed as a helping hand, they find sanctuary and wait for the vamp to come to them. That has caused endless pain for both the Stakelanders. It's predictable, clean, and influenced. You can tell what's going to happen from a mile away with most scenes. Like a close-up of the generator. Of course it's going to be taken out at some point. The first film was gritty. This was a bit dusty, but didn't have enough of a gnarly nor raw setting to compare to the first film's design. Mad Max and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, as well as a few others, can be seen as influences in this movie. Of course, the scenes that are like Beyond Thunderdome are much less appealing and on a visibly lower scale due to a smaller budget. With all of these flaws, it is easy to think the film is not going to be as good as the original. It's worse, but not by much. It still retains the heartfelt and disheartening scenes that made the whole first movie so impactful. The cinematography, characters, new and old, set pieces and effects are all solid as well. The look of a film can make or break it sometimes. For Land 2, the daytime scenes have a warmth to them that is different from the original, but still perfect to look at. Martin's travel from New Eden to the arena to the sanctuary are all shot in farmland. Therefore, we get barns, outside equipment such as pitchforks, hay, wheat, and farm folk. Mister and Martin are great characters as always. The as-before-mentioned feral girl doesn't get a lot of development, and I think she should have. But then again, she's feral. What else besides her parents can she have a backstory to? Maybe it works better vague. There's these two guys that he used to run with Mister, who are a little close to each other. It's not revealed until later that they were gay, which, believe you me, isn't a big spoiler, but it kind of made you care for them more. Not because they are gay, but because of the probable reason that they are gay. They didn't have anyone to turn to, only each other, and they didn't look at it as brotherhood, but instead as something more. It is sweet, and made you care for them all the more. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the good stuff. The gore, the effects. It is probably about as bloody, if not a bit bloodier than the first. Lots of off-screen bashing and staking, but with tons of blood. For some reason, I find this just as effective as seeing the penetration of object to skin. Because these films are not about the gore, but they do supply enough bloodshed to keep us satisfied. As per usual, the double deads look great. Very animalistic and zombie-esque. Nice practical effects make up for sure. The musical score? Not as strong as the first, I thought. Redding Hunter does a decent job, but I don't think he captures just how upsetting this world has become, like the first movie's music was able to capture. It doesn't take sci-fi a lot to make a good post-apocalyptic or just plain apocalyptic TV movie or show. I can see why people were so worried, but I had faith in the film and it turned out effective and impressive. While not as superb as the first film, I can still see myself watching both films back-to-back and not being disappointed by either. Overall, I give Stakeland 2 a 3 out of 5. The back of the box says 95 minutes. The film only runs for 85. False advertising, 0 out of 5. Just kidding. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and leave comments and subscribe.